This video is so bad, it's making me defend LeBron James. It doesn't get worse than that.
So just today on a random segment, I ran across this, and they asked Richard Jefferson what it's like to play with LeBron. He said, and I quote, he's a super competitive person. You know, we might just be getting to the gym, but he's been there for 4 hours practicing, training already, and he expects everybody to make the right plays, and if you don't, he'll cuss at you for it. But Iman Shumpert, on the other hand, broke down what it's really like to play with LeBron. This is what he had to say.
Can I sacrifice if I was scoring 20 a game somewhere else? Now it needs to be 12 a game.
Did you experience that?
Oh, yeah. I've had my time with T-Lou where I got off. Great playoff game. I'm really shooting it well. I'm like, next game, I know we about to run some plays for sure. Absolutely not, Sean. We're glad we made it out of game 2. Go sit in the corner, knock that shot down, keep defending like a madman, but we don't need you to score. I think it was a hard pill for me to swallow as a player to hear that when I'm young and trying to get my stuff off. I'm like, man, I really want to get better and take that next jump in this league, and I'm being looked at like we're trying to win a championship.
Yep.
Your development, like T-Lou was, you know, back there, T-Lou, I know probably had a little, we had a little razzle-dazzle.
Hold on. Let's run that very first sentence back.
Can I sacrifice if I was scoring 20 a game somewhere else? Now it needs to be 12 a game.
Did you experience that?
Oh, yeah.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
I don't know what Shumpert is talking about. This whole magical 20 points per game, you never did that anywhere or even came close to that. Man, I'll just put it like this, man. No offense, Shumpert. He finished his career shooting less than 40%. He's never eclipsed 10 points per game anywhere. Not just Cleveland, because he's going to try and blame LeBron for everything. But Shumpert's been the same player his entire career. That 27 points in that playoff game, that's Shumpert's career high. Your role isn't going to get elevated because you had one good game. That goes for like everybody. But to say like, oh, well, I was young, trying to develop, I get it, but you said it yourself, Shumpert. You're trying to win a championship. Are they supposed to just change their whole game plan because you had one pretty good game?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Now, that right there is the actual truth. Richard Jefferson gave you the soft side of it. Iman Shumpert really gave you what it was really like, because if you follow when you watch the game, all of these players around him are spot-up shooters. You might have 1 or 2 scores. On Cleveland in the later years, you had him, Kyrie, and Kevin Love, and then you had a bunch of Iman Shumperts and J.R. Smiths and Matthew Dellavedovas and Tristan Thompson just there for the rebounds. You just had them to do that.
This man said Delly, J.R., and Shumpert were there to grab rebounds? In what world is a point guard and a couple of wing guys there for boards? JR shot hella shots with Cleveland, bro. At the highest 11 shot attempts per game. That's pretty damn good when you're the 4th guy. Mo Williams shot 7.5 shots a game on like 18 minutes. Sounds pretty equal opportunity offense to me.
I have to dribble. If I give it to you, you just shoot. You're a chucker.
With the Heat, you had Dwayne Wade, Bosh, and him as well. You had all the other little key players around them just to rebound and spot up in the corner and shoot. That's what it's really like to play with LeBron, man. If you're a role player, you're going to be a role player. If you're a role player, you're going to be a role player.
I think that pretty much sums it up.
I'm not going to be too dense. I think I get what you're trying to convey, because you have a lot of people saying LeBron makes everyone better, but I don't think this is a great way to combat that narrative. A role player's gonna be a role player. Is LeBron supposed to turn them into number one options? What's your argument here, man? Do I seriously need to name like the John Paxsons of the world and the BJ Armstrongs or Derek Fisher? Or again, you can apply this to damn near every great team. And I hate LeBron, but technically it worked. He's won championships with the system.
It worked.
He just needs you to be on the perimeter when he drive and kick. He needs somebody to set that high screen pick and roll. That way he can get a mismatch on a smaller defender, either run him to the paint or if the pick and roll is not set correctly and he keeps the same defender on him, he wants you to set a pick for him. That pick don't work. All right, cool. Don't drive down. Pop back out to the 3-point line so I can pass you the basketball. That exactly is how Brian ball is played. Drive and kick. All right, I don't got it in the paint right now. I'm gonna pass it out and you shoot the three. Go stand in the corner and you shoot the three. All of these players has suffered. A lot of players have suffered playing next to this dude, man. Matter of fact, I'll give you some examples.
I can't believe I'm defending LeBron, but Jesus, bro, like, you have one main guy and you have a co-star. What the hell was Rick Fox supposed to be the guy, or Robert Horry, or like, there's only so many Manu Ginobili's. Unless you're like on a super sorry offensive team where you're the only main guy, you're not going to get 18 or 20 shots a game.
These crazy examples I know. So when Chris Bosh, before he came over there to the Miami Heat, he was a killer. He was 23-11, 22-11, 22-9, 23-9, averaging 24. Now, when he went over there to play with the Miami Heat, his numbers dropped madly. 18-9, 18-9, 16-7, 16-7. And only after LeBron left, he went back up to averaging 21 and 22 points a game. Crazy, right?
I really feel like this doesn't deserve any proof, but I'll just use one example. Ray Allen literally going from the Sonics to the Celtics, his points per game dropped 9. Crazy, right?
Crazy, right? All right, let's go to Dwayne Wade. Before Dwayne Wade opened the door for LeBron to come over there, he was averaging 27, 28, 25, and 30. When LeBron gets there, those 4 years that he played, his numbers dropped 26, 26, 22, and 21.
I hope you're not reading it as you're saying this, because you somehow slipped up. In 2009 to 2010, LeBron's not there yet. Why don't you mention what D-Wade did when LeBron left? I'll tell you. He went all the way up to 21 and a half. So shouldn't his numbers go maybe close to the mid-20s once LeBron goes?
Crazy, right? This is what it's like. You have to sacrifice your game to play next to him. That's why he's 4 and 6. He don't utilize the pieces around him. But let's continue. Kevin Love, he was a killer in Minnesota. Wasn't a winning team, but he was an all-star. He was a great player, averaging 20 and 15, 26 and 13, 18 and 14, 26 and 12. He get over there to play with the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's 16 and 9, 16 and 9, 11 and 19 and 11, and 17 and 9. His game dropped drastically because he was put in the corner to shoot threes so the paint could be wide open for LeBron James to score.
Love knew what he was signing up for. He literally got warned by Christopher Bosh, but he wanted a ring so damn bad, he was willing to lose a lot of star power. I'm sorry, but that's on Kevin Love, bro. Grown-ass man making that decision with historical evidence of the Raptor before him. So it's kind of hard to feel bad for him.
Let's continue again. So I took, Russell Westbrook has been one of those guys that has been bounced around the league, but as time went on, his value kind of dropped. But it dropped drastically after he left the Los Angeles Lakers. They tore Russell Westbrook's legacy up at the end. But I took 3 of his team stats. And when he was that last year with OKC, he was averaging 22, 11, and 11. When he went to Houston, when he was playing with James Harden, he was averaging 22, 8, and 7. He was averaging 22, 8, and 7. When he went to the Wizards, he was averaging 22, 11, and 11. He get with the Lakers, his numbers dropped drastically. 18, 7, and 7. 16, 6, and 7. Horrible. Playing next to this dude, your game is going to suffer. You're going to lose some trade value depending on who you are.
Bro, you're ruining it for all LeBron haters, including myself. You're really going to act like he wasn't the second option on all 3 of those teams? When he goes to the Lakers, what option would he be? Number 3. You can't compare a number 2 to a number 3's numbers. Also, if it's so bad, you mentioned Bosh, and then you mentioned K-Love. What about Anthony Davis? As you can see, his numbers barely went down when he's healthy. He literally lost 2 shots per game. 2!
If you were able to hold it together like Kyrie was after LeBron left, you've seen some light at the end of the tunnel. Hopefully Kate and Anthony Davis might see some light at the end of the tunnel. Sorry. But a lot of players, they don't actually. You might go up. You might go up after you're done playing with them, or you might go down, and next year or in the next year or 2, you'll be out of the league. That's what it's like playing with him. Your trade value dwindles. You're not the same player. You're not the same person. And then what makes it sad is you are going to have to change your whole game. The way you play, whether you was playing the paint, whether you was handling the ball, whether you had you could take this amount of shots, your game is going to suffer because the ball has to be in his hands. Every single possession up the floor. This is where the heliocentric style of basketball came from. Luka plays it. Russell Westbrook plays it. Jokic plays it. James Harden played it. Around these dudes, your game will suffer. Your game will you will look like a completely different person. It look like you just got drafted to the league playing next to LeBron. No, you don't get to do nothing but sit in that corner and shoot that ball. No, you right there, you just rebound for me if I miss a shot. If anybody else missed these 3-pointers.
Did you really just say Joker will ruin someone's game? Are we talking about the same Joker? Like the guy on the Nuggets? Russell was doing great with Joker. Looked like he smiled for the first time in years.
What is it about Joker and this team? How do they understand the way that you want to play that is helping you be as good?
One, I'm grateful for them wanting me to come here, and then second, getting here and allowing me to be able to be who I've been my entire career. So I'm grateful for that. Nicola's been a huge advocate for that, for the betterment of the team, and I'm grateful. Like I've said before, to share the court, we're the best player in the world, and I don't take the opportunity for granted.
Also, you mentioned Kyrie. Kyrie wasn't reduced to just standing in the corner. That would actually be a terrible example.
All right, you, my big man right there, you come out the paint because I need that paint clear, and if I kick it to you, cool. If I don't, I get my points, and that's that. That's what it's like playing with this dude, man. Russell Westbrook is lucky he's not out of the league after leaving LeBron and Anthony Davis in the Lakers. He's lucky that he got more contracts. They was trying to send him to Utah. They was trying to send him to the graveyard, which is crazy to me. You know who Russell Westbrook was? all a superstar. Now he's making less than the vet minimum. After getting his legacy destroyed by the Los Angeles Lakers. Do you know how sick that is? That is horrible. You could not tell people Russell Westbrook wasn't that guy until he got with the Lakers, and the way they treated him, they destroyed his trade value. It's sad. It's almost sad, but
I don't even know what to say to the less than the minimum contract. I didn't see that lawsuit because that would be super illegal. I'm not going to act like Westbrook isn't a great player, but he was always inefficient. People were calling Russell Westbrook way back when he was with the Thunder. It may not have been popularized by then, but I've definitely heard it, and you could just look at the numbers yourselves. Westbrook has always been a super streaky, rather inefficient shooter. Then how come when Westbrook went to the other LA team, the Clippers, his numbers were exactly the same, and then they even went down to like 12 points per game? But yeah, I'm done here, man. I just find it very sad that a channel like this has 50,000 subscribers.
That's terrible.